How's it going, everybody? I hope you all had a great time over the holidays. Obviously, that's kind of why I haven't recorded for the past week, or uploaded, I should say. But I'm coming back now. We've got some Leyline Axe Affinity going on today that I was going to share with you guys. This is the deck that I've been playing over the holidays, primarily because I didn't feel much like playing, so this deck was my get my quick wins and get off the game deck. So I thought I'd share that with you guys first and foremost today. I did want to also start off by saying the standard play has gotten pretty stale. Foundations is an extremely long running set, so we're still a little more than a month out from the next standard set coming out. So my Magic videos may be less over the next few weeks till that new set comes out. I do still plan on having content for you guys. I got some new games and stuff over the holidays that I plan on recording and uploading and having some fun with that. I do plan this week to still put out my 3 decks for the week, but they may be things that are just a little bit less interesting, unfortunately. This deck, for instance, is not one that I originally came up with, so down in the description I will include the original video. MTG Creative Combos came out with this deck probably like a month ago at this point. I don't even know how long it's been, but it's a lot of fun, and I wanted to share it with you guys because, like I said, this is the deck that I kind of get on, finish my daily, and then I jump to this deck just to get those quick wins knocked out of the way to complete my daily challenge and then hop off usually. So we are running an Affinity type deck. We've got Nahiri Forged in Fury, which has affinity for equipment, which matters. We are running Rebel Salvo, which has affinity for equipment, and we are running Leyline Axe, which, if it's in your opening hand, comes out onto the battlefield for free, and is a 3 equip cost, which isn't that bad, actually. We are running Bladehold War Whip, which makes the equip cost of all of your other artifacts reduced by 1. So that can make your Leyline Axe a 2 equip cost, which is pretty nice. That's why it's not so bad being a 3. And then any of your 1 equip costs, like Barbed Batter Fist, Lava Spur Boots, Dire Flail, all of those become free equip costs, which is really fantastic. And if you have multiple of the War Whip, it will reduce the other ones by 1 per which one, or for how many you have. So if you have 2 War Whips, then both of them will be a 4 equip cost. If you have 3 War Whips, then it starts reducing more exponentially from there. We are running things that really like these kinds of equipments. Similar to the affinity for artifacts, we've got Goblin Tomb Raider, which, as long as you control an artifact, it gets +1/+0 in haste. So it likes you having artifacts out on the battlefield as well. I will sometimes play this out on turn 1, but not usually. Ideally, you get a Dire Flail or a Lava Spur Boots to go out on turn 1, and that will allow you to equip to something like a Goblin Tomb Raider, Heartfire Hero, or Kimba on your turn 2. But sometimes I'll play this out on turn 1 if I don't have any 1-drop artifacts, and that'll usually be because I don't want to play Heartfire Hero out on turn 1. Sometimes I will if it's all I've got in hand to do on turn 1, but this thing draws so much aggro it'll be an instant kill target. So usually I like to put it out a little bit later so that I can use up some of my opponent's removal on my other cards first. Really nice curve out too, if you don't get any of these 1-drop creatures, is to get Batter Fist on turn 2, and then Bladehold Whip on turn 3. Kimba, obviously, when it enters, has the ability to grab one of these equipments and automatically attach it to itself, so turn 1 going Lava Spur Boots into a turn 2 Kimba to equip and attack with it is fantastic. Then, like I said, with Nahiri, she has affinity for artifacts. I have absolutely played this as a 4-cost, a 3-cost, and a 2-cost before in this deck. And whenever you attack with an equipped creature, she allows you to exile the top card of your library and play it on this turn, and if it was an artifact, it allows you to cast it for 0 as an alternate cost, which is really nice too for getting out a lot of these. Mana base is a little weird in my opinion, but it's a really aggressive mana base, so that's kind of the point of it. We have 4 Inspiring Vantage, red, white. You get it out untapped as long as you have 2 or fewer other lands. Similarly, Thram Portal enters untapped if you have 2 or fewer other lands, and you pick a color when it enters for it to be. In this deck, it'll be red or white. It does hurt you for 1 anytime you tap it for mana of any kind, because it can't be tapped for colorless like other lands. So it will produce the mana of the color that it is, and it will hurt you for 1 anytime you tap this land. And then much like that, we also have Battlefield Forge. This one can be tapped for colorless, but it can also be tapped for red or white and hurt you for 1. So we're not using any of the... We've got 1 Restless Bivouac, which enters tapped, but this is the only tapped entering a land that we have in this deck. We're not using any of the others, primarily because this deck is really aggressive and you want to be hitting your early land drops to hit out your 1, 2, and 3 cost cards. Your 4 and 5, this should be reduced in cost, and hopefully we get this out in our opening hand, so they're less relevant. We have a lot of mountains because this deck is predominantly red. We've got only white with Kimba, white with Bladehold Whip, and white with Nahiri. Everything else, like Dire Flail, Tomb Raider, Heartfire Hero, Batter Fist, Rebel Salvo, they all require red. So we have it as a primarily red mana base to make up for the fact that we always want red. And we usually want white, but it's less common, so we have fewer planes in the deck, and we have all these double lands for that. But anyway, no sideboard for this deck. As I said, I wasn't the original creator of this deck. You can check out the original video that I pulled this from in the description, and I will still have a link to the deck in the description as well. We're going to be going for 3 matches, 3 wins, best of 1, and that'll be it like usual. I hope you guys enjoy this, and like I said, I hope you guys had a good holiday weekend. I don't know what you all did, but this past week, my wife and I had a good week off from any other work responsibilities, so we were able to have some fun, and I haven't been playing much Magic because of that. But let's get into this. Hope you guys like the deck. Alright, we get to go first. We've got a pretty fantastic looking hand here in my opinion, so we'll go with it. Probably start off with the Vantage and the Dire Flail. Next turn we could do one of 2 things. We could play the Heartfire Hero and get it equipped right away. I think I'm going to go with the Batter Fist because I'd like to keep the Heartfire Hero alive later into the match, so we're going to go Batter Fist. Next we'll probably do the War Whip. And once the War Whip is out, the Dire Flail and Batter Fist will both have a 0 equip cost. Okay. Hopefully we don't get countered here, but we might. Alright, War Whip hits. We'll be able to equip our Flail for free onto our able to attack creature. They may kill that creature, which is totally fine. Okay. Flood Maw on the token gets rid of it. Let's go ahead and just put both of these here. Maybe he'll try and bounce it too. Okay. That's actually fine, because that means they don't have it to hit these. Doesn't look like there's any likelihood of us being countered in the next turn, but he does have a bounce spell, meaning we probably want to split up what we've got amongst multiple creatures. So let's go Tomb Raider and Heartfire Hero. And I'm going to go ahead and play the boots out too. That way we can put them on Heartfire Hero. It'll probably proc our opponent to try and bounce it, which if they do at this point, we'll still be able to recast it. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and equip here. And equip here, giving him more of an incentive to bounce the Tomb Raider. Okay, bounced the Tomb Raider, but we can just recast it. Didn't lose anything at all. And our opponent is at 12. Looking good so far. Now, the reason that we wanted them to bounce the Tomb Raider is because it has haste on its own, but even if they had had a way to bounce the Heartfire Hero, like doing so before these Lava Spur Boots were on it, we could have still given it haste on this next turn in the exact same way. Okay, so the opponent is bringing out blockers. Kimba's really nice here, actually, because we can't equip this double strike enchant or artifact otherwise because it's too expensive. We're gonna go ahead and Lava Spur on the Heartfire Hero, and then we need to move it over to Kimba, and I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of these back on the Heartfire. And one on Kimba. So Kimba has double strike now, meaning they'll have to block it with something, but because it has double strike, I didn't mind putting the Batter Fist on it because the toughness won't matter. And then if they try to block our Heartfire Hero now, it'll still get 6 damage in on them. Sadly, we do not have our, what's it called, our Leyline axe on the battlefield, or we could have equipped it as well to make it even larger and give it trample. So he's going to unsummon the Heartfire Hero. No big surprise, and doesn't really heavily affect anything for us because we lose essentially one counter, because when we play it again we can immediately re-equip something to it, re-give it haste, give it another counter. Opponent's attacking. They will have a 2/2 blocker even if they do nothing else, but they probably... Okay, they played a Picklock Prankster. And so if we don't win on this turn, we're dead. Gonna go ahead, start equipping to our hero. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go here. Meaning they only have one blocker. I have one with double strike and one hitting for 7. They need to block both. Or at least they need to deal with both. So if they have an unsummon, okay, they didn't. Got through in, really easy first game win. We did have to win on this turn, because next turn they were going to be able to hit for enough to kill us. So the Rebel Salvo off the top was fantastic. It got the 1/3 blocker out of the way, meaning that if they had blocked the Heartfire Hero with the 2/2, they'd still take 7 damage, which would be enough to kill them. And if they don't block Kimba, then I'm still hitting for 6 because Kimba has double strike. So either way, no matter what they blocked, they were taking at least 6 damage, potentially 7 additional from blocking the Heartfire Hero. So they didn't really have a way out of this unless they could block Kimba with this 2/2 and have the mana available, which they don't because they need 1 additional to play, to bounce the Heartfire Hero. So that's how that all worked out. Now, they could have saved the 1 mana and bounced the Heartfire Hero before I got the Lava Spur Boots on it, so that is a way they could have potentially gotten out of this, but I think they used them all early. But yeah, easy first game. Let's go see if we can get 2 more. Alright, coming into game 2, we do get to go first. We look like we have some pretty good turns here, so I'm happy with it. Having a pain land for our only red source kind of sucks, but it'll work out. Right now, I think what I'm going to do is to play out the Heartfire Hero and equip it with the Lava Spur Boots. We would really like to be able to get 1 more mana for the Blade Holder this turn. Opponent probably will have a Overlord of the Hauntwoods to play. No? I guess not. Okay, we didn't get land, which is a little disappointing. With that being the case, I think what I want to do is actually just play the Lava Spur Boots, equip on the Heartfire hero so that we get another 1/1 counter and more power and attack again. That was a pretty tricky turn. There's a lot of stuff we want to do, but the reason I went with that is so that now it has a 2 ward and my Rebel Salvos cost 1. Which could seriously matter. Okay, we have 3 land now, which is really nice. Meaning we can move around the Lava Spur Boots for free. Go ahead and attack in. We equipped 1 to the Heartfire hero just to allow it to get its additional 1/1 counter, and then equipped it to the War Whip creature so that it could get haste. Now, no matter what goes on here, we have the ability to Rebel Salvo our Heartfire hero and kill them. We also have the potential to do Barbed Batter Fist and do our equipments. So no matter what happens, we're going to be playing Barbed Batter Fist, moving 1 of the Lava Spur Boots back to the Heartfire hero, then moving 1 to the Batter Fist, attacking with all 3 creatures, and then have Rebel Salvo to kill our Heartfire hero if we need to. Alright, so let's go ahead and do exactly what I described and see how it goes. So first we're going to equip here. Then we're going to equip over here. And then just for 5's enough, so it's fine. We'll attack out with all of them now. If they block the Heartfire hero with 5 damage, it'll kill it. If they don't block it, it'll kill them. But no matter what, we're going to use Rebel Salvo to kill our Heartfire hero and kill them on this turn. They just don't realize that. So I'm waiting to see what their blocks are first. Okay, just block them with the 2/2 there. We'll go ahead and let this resolve. And then kill our Heartfire hero with the Rebel Salvo, and kill our opponent. Alright, so an easy game 2. Pretty good matches for us so far. Our opponent's doing something a little bit different here, but I knew they were going to play Hauntwood because they did the Llanowar Elves on turn 1. It's pretty common. Looks like they were going for like a mono green build, so I'm not entirely familiar. I mean, they were using Nissa. I don't know what additional cards they might have with this. Maybe they were trying to play like a Hydra build or something. I'm not totally sure, but we got another easy win. So that's 2. Let's see if we can get 1 more. Alright, our opponent goes first, but we do have a Leyline Axe, Goblin Tomb Raider, meaning turn 1 we can get Tomb Raider with haste, and we've got a War Whip, which is really fantastic, so I think I'm going to be keeping this. Because no matter what we draw, this is a pretty good hand to start with. And we've got really good mana with the Inspiring Vantages. Lava Spur Boots is a really nice draw also. That'll have a 1 equip cost with the War Whip out. Wouldn't mind drawing like a Heartfire hero here or something, but honestly what we're probably going to do is play Vantage, play... So we did draw a Heartfire hero. That's interesting. Maybe... Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and play the Lava Spur Boots and the Heartfire hero. They may bounce or kill the Heartfire hero, and I don't really mind if they do, because next turn with the War Whip we're going to have the ability to start equipping things. Okay, so our opponent is a Manifest deck. Manifest Dread, so they're going to be trying to get a lot of creatures off the top of their library to be annoying. I'll most likely be attacking maybe just with the War Whip. Okay, they returned the Heartfire hero to our hand, which isn't surprising. Okay, go ahead and go Mountain here, get the War Whip out. We're going to be putting the Lava Spur Boots on it, and I think I will attack with both. They can only kill the Tomb Raider at this point from blocking, and I don't mind if they do. Okay, so they just took all the damage. I would really like to get the Leyline Axe equipped this turn. So we'll see how that goes. If they kill the War Whip creature, we will not be able to get it back on anything anytime soon. Okay, they had to tap out to do that though, so that was really expensive. Okay, let's play Plains, get a Heartfire hero out. I am going to equip here. And equip here, and kill one creature. I just chose at random because I really have no way of knowing what is and isn't a creature underneath at the moment. They need to block the Heartfire hero because it has double strike. And now our opponent's at 2 life. Next turn we will be able to equip our War Whip on a creature. And at the moment, the Heartfire hero is lethal if they kill it. And they've put themselves at 1 life, so unless they... yeah. Alright, so an easy Game 3 win. Also, I know that we went up against some pretty good decks that were pretty dangerous like this in the first matchup to begin with. So you can see this is a really fast deck that you can win really easily with. It's pretty fun for that same reason though. Like nothing else going on here. Not knowing what I'm going to draw next, I would probably play this land, put War Whip on the Goblin Tomb Raider, and attack in. That on its own with the Heartfire hero was going to be too much for them to be able to survive. Because it has Trample, but even if they did somehow find an answer for the Heartfire hero, then this would also have Trample and plus something? No. Just gives double strike, not Trample, but anyway, it would be a 2-2 with double strike, meaning they would be taking 4 here or 8 here. And if they did block this in any meaningful way, it would kill it and they'd still take 4 and they're at 1 life, so... Anyway, 3 easy wins. You can see why I've been using this deck over the holidays. Hopefully you guys enjoy it and have some fun with this deck.